welcome to my Fall Asleep channel, a place created for calm, rest, and gentle nights. If you enjoy peaceful stories like this, you are warmly invited to subscribe and return whenever you need to slow down. Now allow yourself to get comfortable. Let the day fade away and enjoy a quiet and pleasant rest. Let's begin. Imagine that you are beginning a slow and gentle journey inward, not rushing anywhere, simply moving with curiosity and calm, as if you are traveling through the human body as it rests at night. We begin at the surface, the skin, the largest organ of the human body, covering everything quietly. While you rest, your skin is not asleep. Millions of cells are renewing themselves, the outermost layer slowly shedding, replaced by new cells rising from below. This process never stops, day or night, and it happens faster while the body is at rest. Warmth is held here, nerves sense gentle pressure, but tonight, most of those signals are muted. The skin feels the surface beneath you, and then gradually stops reporting anything else. Slowly, the journey moves beneath the skin into muscle tissue, muscles that worked during the day, holding posture, allowing movement, now resting fully. Muscle fibers are long and relaxed. Tiny tears created by daily activity are being repaired. Proteins are being rebuilt, making the muscle slightly stronger than before. This happens best during rest, when there is no demand, no movement, just stillness. Your body is using this quiet time wisely. Deeper still, you pass through connective tissue, fascia, thin sheets that wrap around muscles and organs like a soft internal web. When the body relaxes, this tissue becomes more fluid, less stiff, allowing everything to settle into a comfortable position. This is one reason why stillness feels easier the longer you remain at rest. Now you arrive at the bones, solid, supportive, alive. Bones are not empty or static. Inside them, bone marrow quietly produces blood cells. Even now, red blood cells are being made. White blood cells too, preparing to carry oxygen to support immunity. Bones are constantly renewing, old cells breaking down, new ones forming. Night is an important time for this balance, moving inward. You reach the circulatory system. The heart continues its steady rhythm, not dramatic, not fast, just consistent. The heart has its own electrical system, independent of thought. It began beating weeks after you were formed, and it has never truly stopped. Even now, as you rest, it adjusts its pace automatically, slower, more efficient, conserving energy. Blood flows through thousands of miles of vessels, delivering oxygen, carrying nutrients, removing waste. This movement is smooth and quiet. You do not feel it, and you do not need to. The system knows its path by memory alone. The journey continues into the lungs, soft, elastic, expanding and releasing. Oxygen moves across microscopic membranes, entering the bloodstream. Carbon dioxide leaves. This exchange happens without sound, without effort, and during rest, it becomes more efficient. Fewer breaths, deeper exchange, the body choosing calm over speed. Now you drift toward the digestive organs, quiet but active. The stomach rests. The intestines continue gentle movements, processing, absorbing, sending signals to the brain through a vast network of nerves, sometimes called the second brain. This enteric nervous system can function independently, making decisions without conscious awareness. At night, it works slowly, steadily, uninterrupted, moving upward. You reach the liver, one of the hardest working organs, especially at night, filtering blood, breaking down toxins, regulating energy storage. During rest, The liver shifts focus toward repair and balance, preparing the body for tomorrow. Finally, you approach the brain, resting within its protective shell, floating gently in cerebrospinal fluid, cushioned, supported during sleep and deep rest. This fluid circulates more freely, washing away metabolic waste from daily thinking. This cleaning system becomes more active at night, when awareness is low, when the mind is quiet. Neurons communicate less urgently now. Signals slow, patterns stretch out. The brain is not empty. It is organized, sorting memories, strengthening important connections, letting unnecessary ones fade. As this journey through the body continues, everything works together, quietly, efficiently, without asking for attention. Your role is simple: to remain still, to allow the process, to let the voice guide you gently from system to system, deeper and deeper into rest, and the journey will continue, slowly, calmly, through the body, layer by layer, system by system, as time passes, gently carrying you toward deeper sleep. The journey continues without hurry, drifting deeper into the body as it rests through the night, moving next into the immune system, a quiet network spread everywhere, not gathered in one place. Immune cells travel through blood and tissue, gently patrolling, identifying what belongs and what does not. During rest, this system becomes more balanced, less reactive, more precise, conserving energy while remaining ready. Many immune responses are coordinated at night, which is why rest supports recovery. The body uses this quiet time to reset defenses. You move now toward the endocrine system, a slow and subtle communication network. Hormones travel through the bloodstream like soft messages. Melatonin rises naturally in darkness, signaling night to every cell. Cortisol lowers, allowing repair instead of alertness. Growth hormone is released in gentle waves, supporting tissue repair, muscle maintenance, and cellular renewal. This chemical conversation happens quietly, perfectly timed, without awareness, drifting onward. You enter the kidneys, filtering blood continuously, balancing fluids, minerals, and pressure. Even now, they adjust the body's internal environment with precision, removing what is no longer needed, returning what is useful. This balance helps maintain calm circulation, stable heartbeat, and comfortable stillness. The journey shifts toward the nervous system beyond the brain, nerves branching everywhere, reaching skin, organs, muscles. Many of these nerves now carry fewer signals, resting, while others quietly maintain essential communication. The vagus nerve, long and winding, sends calming messages from the brain to the heart, lungs, and digestive system, encouraging rest, slowing rhythms, supporting ease, moving gently along the spine. You sense the spinal cord, a protected pathway of signals. During rest, fewer messages travel up and down. Posture is no longer adjusted, movement no longer planned. The spine simply supports, aligned, steady, surrounded by muscles that are finally quiet. The journey now reaches the sensory systems. Vision, hearing, touch, all turned down, not off, but softened. The eyes rest completely. Visual processing slows. The ears still receive sound, but the brain no longer treats it as important. Touch fades to a simple awareness of support. Then even that dissolves. You pass through the emotional centers of the brain, areas that respond to stress and memory. At night, their activity lowers. Emotional experiences from the day are processed, softened, integrated. Sharp edges fade, balance returns. This is one reason rest feels emotionally restoring. Now the journey becomes less defined. Systems blend together, boundaries soften. Everything works as one quiet whole. The body no longer feels like separate parts, but a single resting organism, breathing, circulating, renewing. Time passes differently here. Minutes stretch. Awareness drifts. The voice remains steady, guiding gently from one place to another, offering calm information. Then silence, allowing space between thoughts. And this inward journey will continue, moving slowly through the body again, returning to familiar systems, discovering new ones, revisiting them with even less effort as the night goes on, guiding you deeper and deeper into natural, effortless sleep, circling back through the body in a deeper way, as if moving through a second layer, slower now, quieter. You drift toward the microscopic world inside you, where trillions of cells rest and work together, each cell surrounded by a delicate membrane, maintaining balance between inside and outside. During rest, many cells shift from activity to maintenance, repairing tiny structures, reorganizing energy, preparing for another cycle. This quiet cellular work is one of the most important reasons the body needs sleep. You move through the blood once more, not following the vessels now, but the rhythm itself, plasma flowing, cells drifting, everything moving without turbulence. Red blood cells live for about 4 months, and even now, some are nearing the end of their journey, while new ones take their place. This constant renewal happens silently, without pause. The journey glides into the lymphatic system, a second circulation running quietly alongside the blood. Lymph fluid moves slowly, helped by stillness, filtering waste, supporting immune balance. At night, this system becomes more effective. Movement is minimal, allowing fluid to flow gently through nodes, clearing what the body no longer needs. You drift toward the joints, knees, hips, shoulders, small spaces where bones meet. These areas are bathed in synovial fluid, a clear liquid that reduces friction during rest. This fluid redistributes, nourishing cartilage, easing movement for the future. Joints do not sleep. They quietly prepare, moving inward again. You reach the inner ear, not for sound, but for balance. The vestibular system rests now. No head movement to track, no position to correct. The brain receives a steady signal of stillness, reinforcing calm. The journey rises gently back to the brain, this time to its deeper structures, those that regulate instinct and rhythm, breathing, heartbeat, temperature. These areas work continuously, yet quietly. They are ancient, older than conscious thought, and they prefer the night, when fewer decisions are needed, when silence allows them to lead. Within the brain, networks that learned during the day replay patterns, strengthening useful connections, weakening others. This replay is subtle, fragmented, often unnoticed, but it shapes memory, skill, understanding, even personality. Sleep is not passive, it is deeply creative. You pass through the area that creates dreams, images, sensations, emotions loosely woven together. Dreams are not messages to solve. They are the brain exploring freely, without rules, without consequence. This freedom is part of how the mind stays flexible, resilient. As the journey continues, the distinction between traveling and resting fades. The body no longer feels like a place to explore. It feels like a calm environment to float within. Systems repeat their cycles, steadily, quietly. Nothing needs supervision. The voice remains slow, neutral, unchanging, guiding only enough to give direction, then stepping back, allowing silence to grow longer, thoughts to thin, awareness to soften, and the journey through the body will keep unfolding, revisiting systems, drifting through layers, growing quieter with each pass as the night continues, carrying you naturally, effortlessly, deeper into rest and towards sleep, slower now, as if moving through the body at the pace of night itself. You drift into the cardiovascular system once more, not focusing on the heart this time, but on the smallest vessels, capillaries, so narrow that red blood cells pass through one at a time. These tiny passages reach almost every cell, delivering oxygen and nutrients directly. During rest, capillaries open more fully in areas that are healing, supporting repair quietly, precisely, without sensation. You move onward into fat tissue, often misunderstood, yet essential. Fat cells store energy, insulate the body, protect organs, and release hormones that influence hunger and metabolism. At night, fat tissue communicates with the brain, helping regulate energy balance. This conversation is slow, subtle, and works best when the body is deeply at rest. The journey glides into the pancreas, a small but powerful organ, releasing insulin and other hormones in careful amounts. Even now, it monitors blood sugar, making tiny adjustments, ensuring stability through the night. This balance helps the brain remain calm, preventing unnecessary wakefulness. You drift toward the throat and voice box. Muscles here relax fully, swallowing reflexes slow. The airway remains open, supported by relaxed structures. Breathing remains smooth, uninterrupted, moving gently upward. You reach the sinuses, air-filled spaces that warm and filter air. During rest, blood flow here increases slightly, supporting tissue health. Pressure equalizes, everything settles. The journey continues into the eyes, not vision, but the structures behind it. The optic nerve rests. Visual signals are minimal. Eye muscles remain still, allowing micro-repair to occur. This rest supports clarity and comfort when waking. You drift again into the deeper brain, to the hypothalamus, a tiny region with enormous influence, regulating temperature, hunger, thirst, circadian rhythm. It acts like a quiet conductor, ensuring every system follows the timing of night, lowering alertness, coordinating hormone release, maintaining balance. The journey now becomes more abstract, less about places, more about rhythms, waves of activity rising and falling, systems syncing, aligning. The body feels unified, not divided, one slow pattern of rest. You float within this pattern, no effort required. The voice remains steady, offering gentle guidance, then silence, longer now, allowing the mind to disengage further. As the night progresses, this inner journey will continue, revisiting familiar systems, discovering quieter layers, each pass slower, softer, more distant, until traveling itself fades, leaving only rest, and the body continues on its own, renewing, balancing, protecting, while you drift naturally, comfortably, toward deeper sleep, becoming even more subtle, as if you are moving through the body the way sound moves through water, slowly, evenly, without resistance. You arrive now at the cellular level again, but this time noticing the rhythm of energy itself. Inside each cell, tiny structures called mitochondria quietly produce energy, not for movement, but for repair, for balance, for keeping life steady. At night, their work shifts, less power for action, more for maintenance. This change supports deep rest throughout the entire body. You move gently through the nervous tissue of the gut, often called the enteric nervous system, a vast network of neurons embedded in the digestive tract. It contains more nerve cells than the spinal cord, and it communicates constantly with the brain. During rest, This system sends fewer signals, allowing calm to spread upward, helping the mind remain quiet. The journey slides toward the blood-brain barrier, a selective boundary that protects the brain, deciding carefully what may enter at night. This barrier works in coordination with cleaning systems, allowing waste products to be cleared while keeping the brain protected. This process supports clarity, memory, and emotional balance. You drift into the cerebrospinal fluid again, feeling its slow circulation, cushioning the brain and spinal cord during deep rest. The spaces between brain cells expand slightly, allowing this fluid to flow more freely, gently washing away byproducts of daily thought. This quiet cleaning is one of the most important functions of sleep. The journey passes through the auditory system, not sound itself, but the structures that interpret it. The brainstem reduces its response. Familiar noises are labeled safe, unimportant, and ignored. This is why steady sounds fade away at night, leaving silence in their place. You move toward the muscles of the face and scalp, areas often unnoticed, yet active during the day. Expressions, focus, communication. Now, these muscles rest completely. Blood flow remains steady, allowing tiny repairs to occur, releasing any remaining tension. The journey continues into the endocrine rhythms again, noticing how hormones rise and fall in waves, not abruptly, but gradually, like tides. This timing is essential. Sharp changes would wake the body. Slow changes allow it to sink deeper into rest. You drift through the skin once more, noticing how nerve endings become less responsive. Touch fades into simple pressure, then into nothing at all. The boundary between body and surface feels softer, less distinct. Now the journey becomes more spacious, less focused on structures, more on the feeling of the body as a whole. One system breathing, circulating, renewing, everything synchronized, everything quiet. The voice remains calm, steady, offering gentle direction, then allowing silence to stretch longer than before. Words arrive more slowly now, with more space between them, supporting deeper rest. And this inward journey will continue through the night, moving through familiar systems with less and less detail, until attention is no longer needed, until awareness drifts completely, and the body continues its work alone, quietly, efficiently, carrying you deeper and deeper into natural sleep. The journey continues, softer now, as if distance itself is dissolving. You drift through the body without edges, without clear boundaries. Systems blend into one another. Rhythm becomes more important than structure. You sense the slow pulse of fluids moving everywhere. Blood, lymph, intercellular fluid, all exchanging quietly. This constant movement keeps the internal environment stable, even in complete stillness. The body never truly stops. It simply chooses gentler work. You pass through the skeletal muscles again, not as separate muscles, but as a collective state of rest. Fibers remain long, elastic, fully supported. Chemical signals within them favor repair over contraction. Calcium levels remain low, preventing activation. This is how muscles stay relaxed through the night. The journey drifts toward the respiratory centers of the brain, small clusters of neurons that set breathing rhythm. They adjust continuously, responding to carbon dioxide levels rather than conscious control. During rest, this rhythm becomes slower, more efficient, perfectly matched to the body's reduced demand. You move through the heart once more, noticing not its beat, but the pauses between beats. These spaces lengthen slightly at rest, allowing the heart muscle to fill and rest more completely. This efficiency supports long-term cardiovascular health, quietly practiced each night. The journey carries you into the kidneys again, sensing their steady filtration, tiny units called nephrons working in parallel, balancing sodium, potassium, water, maintaining internal calm. These adjustments prevent disturbances that could interrupt rest. You drift toward the hypothalamus once more, feeling its quiet authority, coordinating temperature, hormone release, sleep timing. This tiny structure acts continuously, never sleeping, ensuring that every system remains aligned with night. Now the journey becomes less about movement, more about suspension. Awareness floats within the body, no longer traveling from place to place, simply existing inside a calm internal landscape. The voice remains gentle, unchanging. Words arrive slowly, with long spaces between them. Silence grows more familiar, more comfortable. At this depth, the body no longer requires guidance. Systems repeat their cycles smoothly, predictably. Nothing new is introduced, nothing needs correction, and the inward journey continues quietly, not progressing, not returning, simply remaining as the body rests, repairs, balances, and carries you naturally, effortlessly, deeper into sleep, even softer than before, as if you are now moving through the body at the level of quiet awareness itself. There is no clear direction, only gentle presence. You drift through the internal environment where temperature is carefully regulated. Cells sense warmth and coolness through tiny receptors, making constant micro-adjustments. During rest, the body allows itself to cool slightly, a natural signal that deep sleep is welcome. You pass through the network of blood vessels in the skin, noticing how they subtly widen and narrow, conserving heat where it is needed, releasing it where it is not. This quiet regulation happens without sensation, supporting comfort throughout the night. The journey moves inward again, toward the bone marrow, where stem cells quietly divide, creating the precursors of new blood cells. This process is slow, deliberate, and most active during rest, ensuring that tomorrow, oxygen delivery and immune defense remain strong. You drift through the connective tissues once more, collagen fibers arranged like soft cables, providing strength and flexibility. During stillness, these fibers absorb fluid, becoming more supple, helping the body feel looser and lighter after long rest. The journey glides toward the brain's memory centers, the hippocampus resting beside the ventricles. Here, experiences from the day are gently replayed, not as stories, but as patterns, strengthening what matters, releasing what does not. This process shapes learning, emotional balance, and resilience, all while awareness remains quiet. You move through the olfactory system, the sense of smell, one of the oldest senses, closely tied to memory and emotion. At night, its activity lowers, reducing stimulation, allowing emotional centers to remain calm. The journey returns briefly to the chest, not to the lungs or heart, but to the space between, where the rhythm of life feels steady and unchanging. Inhale, exhale, beat, pause, a pattern so familiar that the body trusts it completely. Now the journey becomes almost still, movement replaced by gentle awareness. The body feels like a single calm field, systems no longer distinct, all functioning together, quietly, efficiently. The voice remains slow, steady, offering fewer words now, more silence, allowing the mind to release interest, to drift without attachment. And this inward journey continues through the night, becoming simpler, quieter, less detailed, as attention fades and the body continues its work alone, renewing, balancing, protecting, carrying you naturally, comfortably, deeper and deeper, into sleep, barely perceptible now, as if you are moving through the body on a current that requires no effort. You drift into the rhythm of circulation again, not following vessels or pathways, but sensing the steady exchange that keeps internal conditions stable. This balance is called homeostasis, the body's constant effort to remain calm, even predictable, during rest. This balance becomes easier to maintain, fewer demands, fewer fluctuations. You pass through the tiny spaces between cells, interstitial fluid carrying nutrients and signals. This fluid allows cells to communicate without words, without urgency, during the night. This exchange slows slightly, becoming more deliberate, supporting repair rather than response. The journey moves through the cartilage of joints again, tissue without blood vessels, relying on stillness to absorb nutrients. When the body rests, cartilage draws in fluid like a sponge, nourishing itself quietly, preparing for movement tomorrow. This process depends on rest, on pressure followed by release, on stillness. You drift toward the teeth and jaw, hard enamel resting over living tissue. Even here, the body maintains balance. Saliva production slows, muscles remain relaxed, the jaw no longer clenches, signals of effort disappear. The journey glides through the throat and down into the chest once more, noticing how reflexes quiet, swallowing slows, coughing reflexes soften. The body decides that vigilance is no longer required. You pass near the thyroid gland, small, delicate, regulating metabolism throughout the body. During rest, its influence remains steady, avoiding sudden shifts, supporting calm energy use rather than activation. The journey becomes slower still, pausing within the rhythm of sleep cycles. Light rest, deeper rest, brief moments of dreaming, then back again. These cycles repeat through the night, each one supporting different aspects of recovery: memory, immune balance, emotional regulation. None of this requires attention. It unfolds automatically. You float through the spinal fluid again, sensing its gentle movement, protecting, cushioning, maintaining pressure. The nervous system feels supported from within. Now the journey is less about discovery, more about familiarity. Systems repeat their quiet patterns. Nothing new is introduced. Nothing changes suddenly. The body prefers this predictability. It allows deeper rest. The voice remains soft, neutral, offering only occasional guidance. Then silence, longer now, more frequent, and the inward journey continues, not moving forward, not moving back, simply remaining within this calm internal environment. As the body works, balances, repairs, and carries you effortlessly, steadily, deeper into sleep, the journey continues, almost weightless now, as if you are resting inside the body rather than moving through it. Awareness feels suspended, gently held. You sense the slow rhythm of sleep cycles continuing on their own, the body moving from lighter rest into deeper stages, then briefly returning, then sinking again. Each cycle carefully timed, each one serving a purpose, some for physical repair, some for memory, some for emotional balance, all unfolding quietly. You drift through the muscles once more, noticing how they remain inactive. Electrical signals that cause contraction are minimal now. Motor neurons are quiet. This silence allows muscles to fully recover, conserving energy, preventing unnecessary movement. The journey passes through the skin again, where touch receptors remain calm. Pressure is no longer analyzed. Temperature signals soften. The boundary between inside and outside feels distant, unimportant. You float near the heart again, not noticing the beat, but the consistency, the reliability. The heart adjusts moment by moment, responding to internal chemistry, not thought, not emotion. This automatic regulation keeps everything steady through the night. The journey drifts into the brain's deeper resting networks. Areas that support self-awareness during the day now remain quiet. The sense of identity softens, attention dissolves. This is why sleep feels like disappearance, not loss, but release. You pass through the brain's default mode network, a system active when the mind wanders. Even this system now slows, reducing internal dialogue, reducing narrative, allowing silence to take its place. The journey becomes slower still, almost still. Awareness feels like a gentle glow rather than movement. The body works beneath this glow, systems aligned, rhythms steady, nothing demanding notice. You sense the quiet coordination between organs, subtle chemical messages passing through blood, hormones released in careful amounts, enzymes activated when needed, all precisely timed, all invisible, all effortless. The voice remains calm, unchanged, words spaced farther apart now, silence stretching longer, encouraging the mind to disengage completely, and the inward journey continues through the night, becoming simpler, quieter, less defined, until even the idea of a journey fades, leaving only rest. The body continues on its own, repairing, balancing, renewing, while you drift, naturally, comfortably, deeper and deeper, into sleep. The quiet continues to deepen, gently, naturally, as if the body has settled into a familiar night rhythm it has followed many times before. Awareness no longer moves with intention. It simply rests within the body, listening without effort. You sense the slow coordination of systems continuing on their own, the heart maintaining its steady pace, the lungs exchanging air efficiently, the brain remaining calm and organized, everything working together without urgency, without instruction. You drift through the layers of sleep again, noticing how the body allows itself to sink a little deeper this time. Muscles remain still, reflexes remain quiet. The nervous system chooses rest over response. This is the state where recovery becomes most effective. You pass through the brain's deeper regions once more, places that regulate instinct and rhythm. These areas remain gently active, ensuring breathing, heartbeat, and temperature remain balanced. They do their work quietly, reliably, preferring the stillness of night. The journey softens further, becoming more like floating than traveling. The distinction between body and awareness grows faint. Comfort feels continuous, uninterrupted. You sense the subtle release of growth and repair signals again, waves of chemical messengers moving slowly through the body, supporting tissue repair, immune balance, and energy restoration. This process is gradual, calm, and works best when nothing interrupts it. The skin remains quiet, pressure fades into neutrality, temperature feels even. There is no urge to adjust, no signal that anything is wrong. Time continues to pass unnoticed. Minutes blend together. The body no longer marks them. It follows internal cycles only, rising and falling gently, like a calm tide. The voice remains steady, soft, predictable, offering only the lightest guidance, then allowing silence to take over. Longer now, more complete, and this inward resting continues, without effort, without direction. The body remains supported, safe, balanced, continuing its quiet work, while awareness drifts, gently, comfortably, deeper into sleep. As the journey through the body comes to a gentle close, there is nothing left to explore, nothing left to follow. Every system continues its quiet work on its own, balanced, steady, complete. The body knows exactly what to do from here. Breathing remains slow. The heart continues its calm rhythm. The mind stays soft and quiet. Words are no longer needed. Silence takes their place, and you are free to drift fully into rest, allowing sleep to deepen naturally, comfortably, safely, as the night carries you on.